Hmm.
I'm gonna go lay in bed and watch my phone.
What's up, Facebook? How are you doing? How are you feeling? I hope you're feeling good, because you know what I say, you know how I open this up. When you feel good, you'll flat out do good. Come on in, come on. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. We got a driven, kind of a special day. Thank you. What's up, David's on? What's up, brother? And thank you, thank you. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're feeling good. It's Friday night. Snow's coming to places. It's like 65 degrees in Lake Tahoe right now. That is not prime conditions for snowmobile season. But we're enjoying it anyway. Went to the park, had a great day. How you doing, Cameron? What's up, brother? Thank you for coming on. Not much, David. Not much. Doing our thing. Hot as can be here. The weather's hot. No snow in the foreseeable forecast, so making do. Doing some other stuff, staying busy. Went to the park today. Had a Nerf gun battle. Excellent time. Hey, thank you so much, Jody. Thank you, thank you. So what is this? What is this? This is Driven. What's in it for you? What are you going to get from watching this tonight? I'll show you a little bit about the power of a decision and how making a shift for me personally on how I was looking at things started moving me in a better direction to where I wanted to go. And then also at the end, stay tuned at the end, we're going to have the top 10. We're going to have 10 ways to 100% not crush it. You know what I'm saying? All that, I got 10 things. I was guilty of a lot of them, and that's how you not crush it. How's everybody doing tonight? Can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Hope I'm doing good. I'm feeling good, and I hope you guys are as well, because when you feel good, you'll flat out do good. Drop in the comments where you're from. Again, if this is your first time, thank you so much for coming into Driven. I'm Scott. I'm a dad. I'm a sledder, and I got my vision set on exactly what means the most to me. And this show's a little bit about transforming your mindset, growing your network, learning some things, and basically sharing stories with people about their journey, about stuff they're into, and stuff that I'm into, and how we can all use a little bit of personal development, a little bit of positive mindset, and maybe a little shift in the way you've been doing things. I know, I guess pretend it didn't happen. That's all I can do, Eric. I'm like, it's not winter. It helps outside. It's 65, so you don't feel like it's winter. Wore a t-shirt out today. Speaking of t-shirts, got some fresh new stuff. Visit Tracked Out and Killer Store. Got the vintage t-shirt looking good. Thank you all, everybody at Tracked Out. Again, if you're looking for some new gear, some sledding gear, go visit Tracked Out. Great company, great people behind the company as well. Hey Sharon, thank you for tuning in. Heck, where did I leave off? This is Driven. This is a place to come grow your mindset, grow your network, and have some fun. We're going to share some stories. And I've always admired people with that driven mindset, that ability to either turn a vision they have into exactly what they wanted, to keep pushing, to keep going through, each step. Like, we never get to where we want to go with our first step. Our first jump very seldom is the one that puts us where we need to be, but it's that one step that takes us to there, and then it's the next step that takes us to the next spot. And all we got to do is we keep reminding ourselves, and I struggle with this, and that's why I say it. A lot of this stuff I don't say to say to you, I say it to say to me, because it's stuff that held me back, and it kept me from doing some of the things I wanted to do in my life. So each little step, even though maybe it's not exactly where you want it to be, it's a step forward. Keep building on that. And that's what Driven is, that driven mindset, to keep taking those steps, whether you're single mom in it, whether you're building a business, whether you're, whatever it is, you're going to college, you're getting, your relationship, whatever it might be. You take the extra effort, you put the time in it to grow yourself, grow your mind, and you can be the best you can be at it. Hey Sheila, hey Cass, Thank you guys for coming on. So this is Driven tonight. I don't have a guest for tonight. I'm just going to spit some stuff, tell you a little story about myself, and maybe have a little conversation with you. If you have something you want to share, something you've been wanting to talk about, the floor is open. Tap the invite button. I'll bring you up on. Love to hear your story. Love to hear what you're into. So that's what tonight's about. It's about making a shift. You know, this show is a place to connect, and I want to reach out to as many people as I can to come on up here, tell a little bit of story, and have some fun. Oh, thanks, Sharon. Thanks. Oh, Cass, appreciate it. And that's part of what that's exactly what this is. This is me stepping out of my comfort zone, basically. Like, nobody really wants to jump on Facebook, and not only, it's one thing to post about your feelings every once in a while, or post about what you're up to. It's a whole nother freaking ball game to get on here and do it on Facebook Live. Talk about an arena that you're just getting started in, but it's something that I know it's changed me physically, it's changed me mentally, it's changed how everything I always see and do things. And so why would I keep that to myself? And the best way I've always learned to learn something yourself and perfect a skill is to take it, learn it, and then teach it to somebody else. So that's what I'm doing. That's what this is about. Jason, what's up, brother? That dude's putting some miles on, shredding the bike out there in Colorado. He'll chase it till mid-July. He don't care not one bit. Again, if you have some fun here, if you're getting some value from what we're saying, please share this out. Shoot me a friend request if we're not friends, and shoot me a message. I'd love to hear your story and connect with you. What we can connect. What's up, Nicole? Again, open floor. So the first thing I want to talk about tonight is hope everybody had a great week. I was on the night shift all week. It's kind of weird. I don't know how many people work nights. I work nights, and you kind of got to check out for a little bit and get your body clock reset, because now I got to go back to days for a while. So it was a good week though at work. We did some fun stuff on the night shift. Everything's good. About a year ago, sitting on said night shifts though, I got to thinking, and I was looking at myself. I was looking at what I had going on, and I asked myself, okay, is what I'm doing right now gonna get me to where I want to go, be able to do the things that I want to do? And I answered that, and the answer was no, it wasn't. I mean, I want to provide for my family on dude, that's a night shift. And what was that like? That's where all the big tippers come in, you know what I'm saying? I looked at what I was doing, and it wasn't going to get me to where I wanted to go. I mean, I wanted to provide for my future. I wanted to have a savings. I wanted to be able to invest. I want to be able to give Tegan the things he wants to do. I want to be able to go up on the mountain and enjoy my passion and ride my sled and take him up there and do all that stuff and give him a good foundation to do with it. And you know, it wasn't coming from a place of more mentality. It was like, it's like I wanted a little bit less. I wanted a little bit less constraints on my time. I wanted less constraints on my money each month. And so what I did is I went out and I started I looked for people that were doing what I wanted to do, doing it in the space that I wanted to do it in. And I started watching what they're doing. I picked it up, I grabbed a book, and I started grinding, I started hustling, I started learning stuff, and I made a shift in my mindset to where it's like, there's times in the past where a guy goes, you know, I don't want to try that because I don't know enough about it. But that's my boy EJ, loving it. You know, in my past, you know, I don't want to try it, or I can't do it. I don't know enough about it. I don't think I can enter that. And I had to make the shift to where no matter what it was, whatever it was going to be faced with in this, make America have snow again. You hashtag not my winter, brother. Not my winter. Not going to have it. I'll throw a shoe at this winter. That's what I'm talking about. And I made that shift, and I started looking at things to where I'm like, okay, if he's doing it, he kind of has a similar background as me. He was working with his hands. He's been broke. He's been divorced. He has one kid. He's doing it. They're doing it. She's doing it. And I'm like, okay, I can jump online. I can do this. And you know what this whole show's coming from, what I want to get at is I had to make the mindset shift to where anything was going to get thrown my way, I'm like, okay, I can learn that. Now I'm trying to set up a Bluehost webpage, and I'm like, I have no freaking clue what I'm doing, trying to set up this Bluehost page. But to get where I want to go, to get to the next level, to where I want to go, I got to figure it out. And I know I'm going to figure it out because it's Bluehost. It's not that hard, actually. But it's something I never did a year ago. I wasn't thinking about building a web page. And that's what this Driven is. It's learning a new thing. It's learning marketing. It's learning, how to network. It's learning about opportunities online. It's learning about yourself. It's learning about what opening a book and reading it and applying it to your daily life can do for you every single day, day in and day out. And that's what this is about. And one thing I saw in common with all these people was the personal development. It was the personal development thing behind it, the foundation, if you will, the muscle behind your drive and your success. So many of these people were giving attributions to the personal development that got them to where they wanted to go. So I'm like, all right, if he's doing it, I'll give it a try and give it a read. And you know what? It works. It flat out works. And it gives you the ability, when you're faced with that opening a Bluehost page or not my winner, it gives you the ability to kind of make that mindset shift. Not take it personally. It's okay to take it personally. I'm pretty sad. I'm pretty sad that there's not much snow on the mountain, but there's bigger things in the world. And it's giving me time to work on this. So how was it? Yeah, buddy. Always on your grind. Let's do iRev Live chat. End of the month. Sounds good. Perfect. Special guest. Whoop, whoop. End of the month. Do. David, my man. Yep, we got a guest coming on. I shared some of his stuff, but Cody Matachuk, X Games gold medalist, snowbike cross. Brilliant mindset, driven individual. Let's do it, man. Let's set it up. I'm looking forward to that one. All right. So the purpose of this is my little spiel. If anybody wants to hop on here again, let's do it. But I want to talk about the mindset shift, and it's the shift. The easiest thing in the world is to make a decision, and the hardest thing in the world to do also is to make a decision. We make thousands, hundreds of them every day. I got to decide to this. I got to decide to get up. I got to decide to brush my teeth. I got to decide all day. And we do them. We pop them all day. But what about the one that hangs us up? We're like, I don't know whether wear the brown socks or the black socks with these pants. Big meaty decisions like that hang you up. That's where the mindset. That's where the shift that can help you make those hard decisions, like what color socks to put on. Basically what I get is we make those all through the day, and here's what I'm going to compare it to. I'll get a little transparent with you on this one, but me personally, and I'll take like gym, I'll compare it to like the gym and exercise. So everybody wants to go to the gym, everybody wants to be fit, but it's one thing to want that sit. It's one thing to want to be fit. It's one thing to want to go to the gym. It's deciding to go and deciding to commit to it. And once you're doing it, feels good. I love going to the gym. I love the way it makes me feel. But I get bored there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm working out, I'll work out, have like 2, 3, 4 months going good. But then I get bored with going there, and I got to mix it up and do some different stuff. So that's where this running comes into play. Like, I don't know about, drop some fire emojis if you guys hate running. I hated running for a long time for several reasons. In sports, I ran a lot, wrestled growing up, run miles and miles and miles a day, and I ran plenty. And then as I got older, a couple knee surgeries, sprained, broke ankles, groins, hips, this, that, rodeo stuff. Running became very uncomfortable for me. So I told myself every time that I'm like, okay, I need to get running, I need to get that exercise, I need to get that energy in me, that running, I couldn't do it because I told myself I hated it. I told myself it made me hurt. I told myself it'd make my knees bad. I told myself all this stuff. And for years, I never ran. I never went out and ran. And so finally, we'll rewind about 3 years ago. I'm going through a lot of personal stuff. I'm mid-divorce, financial struggles. Be completely transparent with you. I was crawled in a hole and I wasn't feeling good. And my mind, the biggest thing I couldn't stop was my mind. It was going. What about this? What about this? What about this? And what about this? And that's when a lot of this started to take place, and how I started to make some changes and realized in myself that I needed to take some changes and make some major improvements on what I had going on. So the running thing, I had all this crap going on. My head was spinning out of control. It was never, I was still going. I was still, doing the work thing, doing everything I needed to do, but I couldn't shut off all this stuff in my head. The wheels, the hamster wheels were just turning and turning and turning, and I couldn't get them to shut off. So one day I just woke up and I'm like, I know what I got to do, and it's running, and I hate running, and it hurts my knees, and I've had knee surgeries, and blah, 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 and everybody's got the same story, but like something drew me to running, and I had to make a mindset shift right when I started running. Like I knew I was going to be sore. I knew it was going to hurt to do it, but I just had to do it. I just had to press play on that, and I jumped up and I went for a run that day, and then I went for a run the next day, and then I went for 2 runs the next day, and each day I was sore. It hurt. But while I was running, and maybe that's what they call a runner's high, I don't really know what that's all about. I never felt anything, but what it would do is it would turn off those hamster wheels. It would turn off those thoughts. It would turn off the what ifs. It would turn off it would turn off all that stuff. Pain builds character, right, brother? Makes us all sharpen iron. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, David? Thanks for popping in. And pretty soon as I started running enough and running long enough, the knee didn't hurt as much anymore, and I could go longer, and I could run harder, and the hip wasn't bothering me anymore, and I could run, and not only that, I was getting the benefits of, I was shutting the hamster wheels off. Like I was not having those thoughts, so I could go run for a half hour, and then, reset, totally hit the reset switch. What's up, Harry, brother? How you doing? Love that, man. And that's where the mindset shift came into play, is I had to take something that I knew would probably help me, running, and I told myself I didn't like it forever. I told myself I didn't like that, and I made the shift to where, I'm going to like it. I'm going to run because it makes the hamster wheels stop turning. It makes the thoughts stop going, and it gives me some relief. It makes me feel better. It makes me healthier. It gives me more energy, and I'm like, I like running. I like running. I like running. And every single time that I need to run, I'm like, first thought, I've trained my brain now. I've burned it into my subconscious mind where it's like, ooh, I need to go run. I like running. And that's my first thought with it. So that's something little. That's another baby step. Last week I talked about maybe, throwing some gratitude into your morning. That's a little shift, and it can kind of build on that. We'll going one step farther this week is being able to make that mindset shift. Take something simple like running, something you don't like doing. My next thing I got to make a mindset shift for is doing the dishes on time. I'll let those stack up way too much. So I'll make a mindset shift to do some dishes. You feel that? What up? Who else is on here? You like that? And so the mindset shift, it's just the ability to take what you're wanting to do and keep doing it. And the personal development, we'll call it flexes the muscle. That personal development aspect flexes your mindset muscles, if that makes sense. Kind of lost track there for a minute. Anyway, how's everybody doing? How you feeling? Again, the floor is open if you want to hop on and share some stories. If not, we're going to have a quick wrap with this and let you know what I got going on coming up. One thing I wrote down here, and it's from a book I'm reading right now. It's from Napoleon Hill. He says, you and you alone must decide whether or not that the reward for what you are striving is worth the price you must pay for the effort in it. What is your take on that? So is what you're doing worth the mindset shift? Is it what you're doing worth what it's going to take to put into that? And I'm going to tie this into what I'm doing and why I started Driven right now. I knew as an employee, my current job, I love my job, I got a great job, super good. But I knew it wasn't going to take me to where I wanted to go, and I knew I was going to have to figure out something else to do. So upon looking at what some people were doing that were in the space that I wanted to be in and doing the things I wanted to do, I had to figure out how to do that. And part of that was talking on Facebook Live. What's up, Yan? How you doing, my man? Check him out. He's my boy. I'm kind of talking about an opportunity a little bit right now. But I had to create a way, and this is a story. It's from the beginning. Everybody, and I've listened to a lot of several people, is they wish they would have documented the starting years. Like everybody wants to see the 1 million to 100 million phase, or the 500,000 to 1 million phase. It's like, how about show a little more of the 0 to 10,000 phase, or the 0 to 100,000 phase? And so here's what I'm doing. I'm setting up an online system to where I can generate the same income that I generate at work online from nothing, trying some things out, learning as I go. This is a 0 to 80,000. This is a 0 to 160,000. And this is the point of this show, is to give back some of the things I'm learning to be able to handle all the stuff that I'm taking on. I'm jumping into a market where I have no influence, that I have, I have to make the connections, I have to make the network, I have to create the opportunity that I'm going into. Yeah, 0 to hero phase. That's where I'm at right now, and badass people like Irev and David, you guys are helping me get to where I want to go. And that's what it's about. That's what my driven is a dad, a sledder, and I got my vision set on exactly what it means the most to me, and that's giving Tegan and I the ability, I've called it, I've dubbed it our ride life, the ability to do the things we want to do when we want to do them and have a successful life. So that's what this is, y'all. That's where this all kind of started from. It's looking at him when he was racing. It's like, hey, how, if he loves this and he's completely passionate about racing these dirt bikes, like, am I going to be able to give him every opportunity that I can to make sure he succeeds at that? If he loves baseball and he wants to go to summer camps in Florida and get badass at baseball, am I going to be able to do that? And all this stuff started running through my mind, and I'm like, holy cow, I better do some stuff different if I want to prepare to give this kid everything he wants. I was watching a deal with Brian Deegan. They had his little boy busting a backflip, and he's like, you want to be a mini moto parent and take your kid on the 50cc, 65cc. Yeah, he did. I got one right here. Booyah! Irev Nation, hook me up. Thanks, Anthony. You want to take a kid on a 60, 65cc full-time race circuit, you better have 6 figures at your disposal to have 2 bikes, a truck, a trailer, have the time off to take them every weekend, to take them to the camps during the week, to do all this stuff for them. And I'm like, I can't do that. I'm like, I work 5 days a week here, and then I got 5 days a week I got to get my other shit done, and then I got 5 days a week and 5 days a week, and I'm like, how am I going to do that? So that was part of is it going to get me where I'm wanting to go? I'm like, no. So then throw a little other financial struggles through life on top of that. I'm like, okay, I'm a little behind on investing. Better pick that up. Got to make a switch and better do that. And I started looking at that and looking at that and looking at that, and I'm like, man, I got some work to do. I'm like, oh yeah. And then I like riding the goddamn snowmobiles. Now I gotta pay, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's what this is. Build a network on the internet. What's up, bud? Devin, how you doing, man? Been riding a little bit. What's up, bud? I'm doing good, feeling good. Just kind of pouring out a little bit of my vision and what I got going on. Seeing if anybody wants to pop on and let me know what they're doing. But so anyway, I was kind of taking all that into aspect, and with what's available today on the internet, on social media, the ability to create basically any person vision is 100 times not easier, not simpler. It still takes work. You still got a long ass road to go, but the ability to reach people with your idea, with your vision, has never been easier than it is right now with social media, with the access, with the training that's out there from all these amazing people that are willing to pour everything they've learned into you. Like, I started seeing all that, and I'm like, all right, I can do this, and here we are. So driven, Facebook, got a little Facebook group started, grow it bigger, do a little podcast, try to provide as much value as I can with the podcast, go from there to the next step, go from there to the next step, a little more social media, grow out that way, and then who knows where it takes me. So here we go. You're with me from the beginning. What's up, Clint? Thanks for coming on. Kind of got off there a little bit on the sidetrack, but what I want to do now is I'm going to wrap up with the top 10 ways not to crush it. And there's like 1,000, and I could rearrange these, so we'll just say not in any given order at all, but here's 10 solid ways to not crush it in life, business, relationships, whatever. What up, Lee? How you doing, my man? Dude's crushing it. Check out Lee Haight. Pages off the charts. Sky Diamonds Academy. Love it, man. Love what he's doing. He's got a great message out there, and he's just pouring tons of value into the world with this academy and what he does. So top 10 ways not to crush it. Number 1, don't read. Don't ever read anything. What up, man? Thanks, bro. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm just dropping some value on how not to crush it in life. 10 ways not to crush it. Number 1, don't read anything. Don't open a book. Assume you know everything. Number 2, never talk to other successful people. Never reach out to people like Lee Haight and say, hey man, what's up? I appreciate what you said. Never reach out to a successful person and ask them how their day's going. That's a good way not to crush it. Number 3, tell yourself you can't because you don't know how. Like, there's one thing about canting if you literally can't. Like, if you can't physically do something, then try something different. Don't ever tell yourself you can't because you don't know how. That's one thing I tell Tegan a lot, man. It's like you're having a hard time with it because you just don't know how. You don't know. You haven't practiced these skills yet. You haven't learned this ability to do that. Don't get down on yourself for that. So that's a good way not to crush it. Here's one. I like this one. I tried it. I failed at it. Number 4 is fake it like you've made it. Like, come out and pretend like you're doing what you wanted to be doing. You know, I did that, right? I kind of came out like that at the beginning online, and I started throwing this stuff out there, and I'm like, wait a minute. I haven't done yet. I got a long road to go. I got a lot of learning to do. So faking it like you've made it, I kind of threw a spin on that one. Number 5, another way not to crush it is never ask for advice. Again, back to assuming you know stuff. You want to not crush it? Don't ask anybody's advice. I guarantee that'll work 100% of the time. Number 6, always sleep in and never make your bed in the morning. Great advice there. Always sleep in. Press your snooze button a couple times, and then when you get out of bed, don't make your bed in the morning. That's a good way not to crush it. Number 7, definitely be caught up on all current Netflix series. Netflix, sucking the life out of America for more and more every day. Always be caught up on your Netflix seasons. That's a good way not to crush it. Number 8, try 0 new strategies. Try 0 new things. What's up, Jason? Thanks for coming on. Appreciate that. Number 8, ways not to crush it. Never try new strategies. Never try a new way. There you go. Number 9, do not exercise. Do not exercise. You will not feel good, and you will not do good. Easy. Number 10 and last one. Here we go. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care where you're at in life. I don't care what you're buying, selling, doing, working, riding, looking for sponsorships, trying to grow your social media. Number 10 ways not to crush it in life. Don't use Facebook Live to grow your business. That's what I'm talking about. Number 1 tip from this, if you don't want to crush it, don't use Facebook Lives for your business, for your friends, for your pleasure, for your brand. That's what I'm talking about. Hope you guys had some fun tonight. If you got some value and you enjoy what we're doing, again, I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you so much, Jody. Thanks, David, for hanging in with me tonight. Catch you at the end of the month. We'll throw some stuff up about that. Big driven. And if you like what we're doing here, just share this out. Drop some likes. Throw me an instant message. I'd love to connect with you, hear your story. If you want to come up on the show, I'll invite you into our private community where we haven't really got much going on in there yet, but we're gonna get kicking up and get going with that. So I can invite you into our private community if you let me know you want to be a part of it. No matter what your circumstances are right now, I mean it when I say it. I mean it. We're one decision away from changing anything we want to do in our lives, and from someone who let life get the best of them for a little while, the decision to gather the knowledge, to grow myself a little bit, to get me to where I wanted was all I had to do. I just had to make a decision to try to reach for and get to and go to where I wanted to go. And I got to make the commitment to do it every single day because I'm not a person where this stuff comes naturally. It's not easy for me to get up here on Facebook and talk like this. I got to keep practicing. I got to push myself to grow better. And I gotta use this, and I gotta use all you guys for a little bit of accountability along the way. So thank you. I do appreciate your time. You guys are stoking me up. You're keeping me going, and I do appreciate the important part is the second I decided to make the shift, everything started to change for me, and I know it can you too. So if you feel like you want to get some value, shoot me a message. I'd love to connect with you. And again, thank you guys so much. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Everybody stay safe out there. Those of you that are getting snow, bless you. I love you. Enjoy it. We're going to be, I don't know, riding skateboards, bikes, summer activities. I don't think the swimming pool's open, but either way, I'm stoked on life. I'm Scott. Think driven, be driven.